Hi, and welcome back to the essential training that we're doing here on Bollinger Bands. We're getting into class number 2, which means we're going to start talking about some indicators that are specifically derived from those Bollinger Bands. Specifically, we're going to talk about the percent B oscillator, the bandwidth indicator, and then we're going to look at pulling it all together. And of course, we'll wrap it up with some homework. So let's kind of do a quick overview, and then we'll look at some of the individual indicators. Whenever John Bollinger started working with these Bollinger Bands, what he discovered is he said, there's some indicators that we could take from this information as well. And so these indicators we're going to look at are direct derivatives of those Bollinger Bands. If you compare that with, say, a traditional indicator like what we learned about in the foundations of stocks and options, you remember most of those indicators are going to take their data from the direct price information of the stock. That's what the Bollinger Bands do, but these indicators are specifically taking their information from the data presented in the Bollinger Bands. Now, there's two that are very popular. These are the two original ones. It's the percent B indicator and the bandwidth indicator. There's an additional suite of indicators that John Bollinger has created. They're not overly widely available. If you go to your generic charting software, you're probably not going to find some of his more advanced indicators that he's developed. And some of them are very niche. They look at some very specific components of a derivative of the Bollinger Bands. But these particular ones, the percent B and the bandwidth, you're going to find in most of your modern charting software. They're easy to use and they give some very good insights. And so let's start looking at these indicators.